This is a Male Rights Activist Podcast, episode 77, where we focus on relationships, sports, and pop culture from a managed point of view. This is another one of those special episodes. I'm working on the cruise that I told you about doing comedy. Kamal is on the show today. We had to do some magic to make it work, but this episode is almost back to normal. We got sports. We're going to get into the front page of our lives. Get a little emotional, but we're going to get back to the silliness. We got some Super Bowl talk. Are the Patriots regretting letting Garoppolo go? We get into that KD and Perk beef. A dear Irby writer feels like she's being taken advantage of by a coworker, and Kamal and I both weigh in on all this Mexit drama, all that and more right now. This is the MRA Podcast with Kyle and Kamal. I'm Kyle.
I am Kamal.
We're saving relationships one listener at a time. We got some feedback, OB.
Do we now?
Yes, one of our favorites, Rod the God, is back. He says, allow me to reintroduce myself. I'm Rod that God. I listen to your show. Haven't missed an episode. Love what you guys are doing. Now, let's get to it. Who is Nadia? Kyle, I believe you're wrong with your description. You said Nadia was Velma from Scooby-Doo. However, Velma is smart. She gets the clues before anyone else. She's always saying jinkies, which is her mental note that she is aware of something that nobody else has picked up on. Nadia's date took her to the beach, out to eat, and taught her about chakras. Chakras, by the way, are sensory spots along the spine. One of them is sexual. Nadia is sexual. So to say that Nadia didn't pick up on the clue that her date was giving her leads me to believe she's not Velma. Nadia is rebranding herself. She wants the idea of a relationship. You enjoy the chase and the power of deciding whether or not you'll a pussy hostage. Shout out to the date for finishing the date respectfully. If it were me, we would have fucked after I taught you about the sexual chakra. If you and your date have mutual friends, then you should have been briefed about each other's characteristics. My dude came prepared, yet you reneged on what everyone knows you'll do, which is fuck on day one. Let's address your question about being ghosted. Did you talk to your mutual friends? Did you ask about his characteristics? Why would he not include you on a detox? Nigga, he just met you. Are you that important? He ain't even fucked. So now it's like he's got to give you an explanation as why you weren't included in the spiritual detox. He owes you nothing. This is why nice guys finish last. By the way, Nadia, I said you were not Velma. You're Delilah. You'll seduce a good man and take it for everything. Damn. Rod the God is going hard on Nadia, but that's what we love about him. Rod the God always goes hard. He keeps it 100. He keeps it 150 to be honest. So I didn't think I said that Nadia was Velma. Maybe I did, but what I was trying to say was Velma's my favorite, and I thought I said that Nadia was Daphne, but it doesn't matter. I think the anger that you hear from Rod, and that you heard from myself, and that you heard from Kamal in different episodes and different times we talked about Nadia, because Nadia has called in and written in several times. So Nadia is one of our favorites. It's one of the reasons why I'm like, hey man, stall my girl out. You know, just like Rod the God listens and all. Nadia is a regular and a favorite on this show. Her first letter was episode 31. And then she did 41, 51, and most recently, the one Rod the God is talking about is episode 75. But I think the reason why Rod the God, you can hear his frustration, just like you've heard it from me and Kamal, is that it seems like Nadia has changed, right? Because at first we were like, oh my God, this is the girl we all wish we knew. She's so cool. She's sexually free. She's not worried about what people think. But now all of a sudden it's like, she thinks she has to play games to get a relationship. And I just don't think that's true. The only thing I think you have to do to find a relationship is find a guy that wants one. No games. Just enjoy life. Just like the way you met your best friend. I'm sure you have a female best friend. You didn't play games. You wasn't like, well, I'm going to do this and make her like me. No, you just was cool. That's how it works. You know what I mean? That's exactly how you're going to meet your male companion. Just enjoy life. And the ones that are meant to be in your life, they're going to stick. And the others, they're going to fall out. So that's my take. Come on, what you got to say?
Damn. Rod the God going hard again, man. Keeping it 100 as usual. I agree slightly with Rod. I would say I don't think she's Delilah, though. I think that she was a free woman, and she was quite comfortable with her body, and she's decided to make a change in the opposite direction. It's like when people convert to like religion or they become born again, they go hard for a year or two, and then they slowly but surely they become moderate. And so I think that right now she's just, she's on the other side of the spectrum right now. And I think that she'll come back after a couple of ghostings, she'll come back, and be more moderate and find that right balance of being comfortable with her body and also, hopefully accomplishing her goals relationship-wise.
Kamal, you've nailed it as usual. When we come back, we got to get into the front page of our lives. And later in the show, we have a Dear Irby writer who thinks she's being taken advantage of by a work friend. It's the MRA Podcast. Hey guys, I want to take this time to ask you to subscribe to The World According to Cheryl. That is Cheryl Underwood's podcast. It's hilarious, and I'm on it. The front page on my life. Okay, so I'm on a cruise right now. We started in Puerto Rico on Thursday, and this is day 6. So we did Puerto Rico, and then the next night we were at sea, and then the next day we stopped at Aruba, which was cool. I only know Aruba from the song Aruba, Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take ya. Then we went to Caraco. I posted that video from Caraco. I think that's how you say it. I have no idea. That was day 4. And then Bonaire. And then St. Lucia was today. And, it was yesterday because today is Wednesday and we're going to Barbados. So the podcast drops today. We'll be in Barbados. And that's all I know about Barbados is Finance Rihanna's from Barbados. And she's probably one of the kind because, as soon as I get off this boat, I'm going to be looking for her twin sister. But that's not real. So that's been cool. Seeing like all these black people out here is a trip. Learning about, the fact that these were slave stops kind of, makes me feel a little uneasy. Not to mention being on a boat in the Atlantic Ocean. That always reminds me of what my ancestors had to go through because this is like a real, luxury boat with shocks and stuff. And, they didn't have no shocks. They didn't have no bathroom. It was rough on them. So, but yeah, one of the best blessings about being on this boat was I was able to broadcast my day job, Cheryl Underwood Radio. I was able to figure out, but man, I'm about to gloss over it, but it was very stressful trying to figure out how to get the equipment right so that I could broadcast from the boat because I didn't want to miss work, but I was able to do it. And that's been a blessing. That's a whole long story that it's just, I ain't ready to tell it. But it was a blessing. The fact that I was able to join them on the first broadcast from the boat was dope. I did miss one yesterday because we were at sea, and I have not figured out how to broadcast when we're in the middle of the ocean like I am right now. But that's been a blessing. The best part so far of this trip, besides the great crowds, is being able to FaceTime my dad on his birthday. And that's thanks to my sister because my dad don't have no damn iPhone. And when you're an iPhone customer, like normal Americans are, you can only communicate with other iPhone customers. So everybody in my family has an iPhone except my rebel father. So you wonder where I get it from. That's my dad. And so I wasn't able to call him or text him. But I had to wait for for him to get to my sister's house so that I could FaceTime her. Then I could see my pops on his birthday. So thank you to my sister for having an iPhone and for helping me to see my pops. That was dope. My pops just got diagnosed with lung cancer. And so it's weird, when you find out your dad is sick, all of a sudden everything is important. Every birthday is important. Everything is important. You know what I mean? So my sister, he was over there. Then I got to see my son. That was like a crazy surprise. You know how when you're watching a TV show, like an award show, and then a celebrity comes out and be like, oh my God, I didn't know New Edition was going to be here or whatever. Oh my God, Eddie Murphy's here. Surprise guest. That's how it was when my sister showed me that my son was there, my dad was there. I was so happy to see her and her people and her family and how she pulled off her situation. Yeah, we ain't talked about it yet, but you know what I'm talking about. Love that. One day I will be able to, God willing. But yeah, man, being on this boat is a trip, man. Like, it really helps me it's making me homesick. And, in the next break, I'm going to talk about how to save a relationship. But right now, so from the front page of my life, that's where I am right now. I got to see my dad on his birthday via FaceTime. Thank God for modern technology. I've been missing my daughter every day. I got to see my sons and all 4 of my kids via FaceTime. So that's been a blessing. I'm just so thankful for that. And come on, what's going on with you, dog?
Man, front page of my life. I'm kind of going through it right now, man. I know you spoke about your father's health. I want to talk about my son, man, my oldest son. He's not doing too well. for the past 5 years, he's been, going through these crippling headaches, and they culminate into like these seizure-like activities. And man, he's been on a gang of medicine. He's been hospitalized several times. He's missed a ton of school. And his quality of life is just not where it should be as a 16-year-old boy. He misses out on a lot of, sports activities at school. He misses out on extracurricular activities, social, functions. He missed his friend's Sweet 16 birthday party a few weeks ago. And I'm watching this boy, and, he's tough. He's toughing it out, but I could just tell, man, he's not having the fun that an average 16-year-old boy should be having and it's not cool. And I'm watching that, and it's really, really depressing because first of all, he's suffering. Second of all, the doctors, they just haven't figured out what's going on. And I think they're at the point where they've given up trying to figure out what's the cause of the headaches. And now they're just trying to, stop him, give him enough medicine so he just doesn't feel it. And I worry that, he might become some doper or some pill popper because that's what he's used to. Addicted to some type of, pain pills or whatever. And also I worry that, he becomes depressed. Like the sick kid looking out the window, all the kids playing baseball in the street, and he can't go out and play because he's sick. I'm starting to worry that can, happen to my son, that he's just not happy with life, and he sinks into a depression. Depression is always scary. Because you never know how that might end up, So that's what's going on, man. I like talking about it because I feel it's like kind of therapeutic for me just to get it out, get all my frustrations out. But it's tough, man, because, it's been going on for the better part of 5 years now, and we're pretty much at square one. We don't know what's going on. We don't know the cause of any of this stuff. And it's just a bunch of speculation and a bunch of throwing shit against the wall, trying to see if it sticks. And the sad thing is they're throwing it against, like, my son. There's no real wall. It's a boy. It's a real life person they're experimenting on. And I don't have enough knowledge in that field to tell him, yay or nay. I just have to roll with the experts. He's got the best, neurosurgeons and neurologists, in California. So I'm at their mercy, so to speak. Well, my son's at their mercy. So that's it.
Damn, dog. I guess we're talking about some real shit today, man. Don't worry, y'all. We'll get a little more silly later, man. But right now, we just keeping it 100, man. I hate that they drugging your boy Kamal. That's not cool. That's what sucks about a lot of doctors, man. It's just, they don't even know what the hell they doing, so they just trial and error. And I hate that your son is that wall, man. But I'm hoping that as far as him not feeling so well and going through this, I'm hoping that, some of the best artists went through a lot of shit early on in their life. And I'm hoping that that's the case with him, because your boy's funny. He's hilarious. And I'm hoping that this turns into just some great art, that his life makes a big U-turn later on, man. Hope that's the case for Skillsy Willsy, man. When we come back, man, we're going to talk about how to save a relationship. And later on, we got to talk about this Meghan and Harry thing. So don't worry, audience. We will get back to the foolishness. It's coming. It's the MRA Podcast. Yo, Kamal.
What's up?
I finally finished my album, dog.
The one you did in 2013?
Yeah, man. I know, man. A long time ago, man. But I said, you know what? I'm going to finish this album. This thing is coming out. Eventually. You got to finish. You can't give up.
I can dig it. And eventually it's finally here.
Eventually it's finally arrived, man. And I was listening to it, man. This thing was funny, dude.
Okay, it's not dated. No jokes about Chingy or nothing like that.
There is some dated jokes in there. Like there's a reference to, it was before Michael Sam came out. Because it was like a reference to gay athletes that came out. And I was like, wow, that's dated. Okay. But the juxt of it is everything's good.
Bruce Jenner still
Yeah,
Caitlyn. Is it Caitlyn?
No, he's Bruce.
He's Bruce.
I don't talk about him,
but he was Bruce.
Yeah, I used to have a Bruce Jenner joke. He was Bruce in this when I recorded this. But no, it's ready, man. It's out. Okay. It's funny, man. Check it out and get it on iTunes right now. It's called Be a Man at All Times. All right, let's save a relationship. So one thing that will definitely do well for your relationship is space. I talk about that on the podcast all the time. I don't think I talked to you guys about the Houston trip, but the Houston trip was dope. I went back to H-Town. Not back to H. Well, I went back to H-Town. Not like I'm from there, but I went down to H-Town. Got to see my fam bam. That was awesome. Got to see my son play. Got to see him play a basketball game. You know, as a man, you know, I read that LeBron went to go see his son play basketball, and people were criticizing him because he didn't make it back. You know, he wasn't in his best. He didn't play as well for the Lakers because they thought he was maybe tired because he went to his son Bronny's game, which was about 90 miles away. Let me tell you something, man. Anytime a man gets an opportunity to go see his son play, he gonna go see his son play. I didn't even play basketball, but I'm gonna make sure I get to my son's game any chance I get. You best believe if I could somehow get to my son, if my son was somehow playing a basketball game and somewhere near, where the fuck am I going tomorrow? Barbados. You think I wouldn't go try to go watch him play? Of course I'm gonna go try to watch him play. So I went to Houston. That was amazing. But I was insensitive while I was gone. I'm gonna be real with you because, you know, it gotta be hard for the lady for me to go, you know, back to spend so much time with the OG fam. You know, it probably striked up insecurities and stuff like that. And, you know, women need to be constantly reminded of their importance and all that bullshit. And I didn't do that. I was just like, hey, wee! Nigga was trifling about it. Nigga would just stop communicating. I was like, this is great. And so, you know, she didn't like the way I pretty much didn't care. And I didn't like the way she got upset about it. But whatever. So anyway, we got into it. And then to top it all off, I think, I was supposed to take my daughter to ballet or something. And my flight was delayed. And so, you know, things just kept getting worse as far as the beef. But the point is, man, I couldn't wait to get out that door. But now I've been gone so long that I'm like, okay, I don't hate her anymore. So distance definitely makes the heart grow fonder. So to save your relationship, get some space, get away. You'll miss everybody when you get away long enough.
I don't really need to put myself in the position to miss my girl. She always does it. She goes away. You know what I'm saying? I'm more of a homebody. I'm trying to chill at the house. You know what I'm saying? I like me time. So when they go out and, you know, she might go to, you know, San Diego for a couple of days or, you know, Mexico, or like this past week, she went to Texas for like 4 or 5 days for a funeral. And so it's like, yeah, she does all the traveling. And then when she gets back, I low-key miss her, you know what I'm saying? Because usually when she goes away, she takes Jabril, and for the most part, my older son will be with his mom that particular weekend. It just so happens that's usually the case. And so I miss the companionship. I miss having somebody to talk to because, again, I don't go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I'll sit here and catch up on movies I haven't seen, go to the barbershop maybe. But for the most part, man, I will be in the house until it's time for me to go get something to eat because I don't cook like that. And, or, you know, and then it's time for me to pick them up from the airport. And, you know, so I don't have to put myself in that position. She puts herself in the position that, you know, makes me miss having her around in her company and you know, just the companionship. So I ain't got to do it. My girl does it for me.
When we come back, I'm going to explain the real reason why Justin Timberlake had his public display of affection scandal. Found out a little information that made more sense to me. And you know, we got to get into this Meghan and Harry dramatics. Come on, you know what side I'm going to be on. It's the MRA podcast. Can I have your attention, please? We are trying to start a movement. You heard that right. We're starting a movement. We're doing something different here at the MRA podcast. We vibing with y'all. You know what I'm saying, fellas? You know what I'm saying, ladies? It ain't just fellas that listen to the show. Matter of fact, it's a majority women, but it's all good. I know you know somebody that fits with what we trying to do over here. So all we need you to do is send it to them. Tell a friend. You know what I'm saying? That somebody know how we get down here at the MRA show. It's really called the podcast, but I just wanted to rhyme no and show. We talked on the show about Justin Timberlake, how he got caught up giving some other girls some affection. You know, he's been trying to put his marriage back together, but according to Radar Online, this little thing in New Orleans where he got busted on camera, that was just the tip of the iceberg. Him and his wife, having problems for a long time. According to Radar Online, it says the real problem is before this whole scandal happened, Justin was spending a lot of time on the road while Jessica was stranded in Beverly Hills. I don't know about stranded, but she was in Beverly Hills, responsible for the kid and keeping up the house. And she just had to go along with Justin, who makes 10 or even 100 times as much money as her. Being the breadwinner who needs regular vacations to recharge his batteries. So let's break that down, fellas. You know, we always talk about that on the show, how important it is to pay the bills. And Justin Timberlake, because he made the big bank, he was pulling rank. And he was saying, hey, sorry. Got to go on a vacation for a few weeks. Got to go on a golfing trip with my buddies. Got to recharge my batteries. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's because I make all this money. Well, now they're saying that things have changed. So according to Radar Online, again, the days of Justin just taking 2-week golf trips with his buddy to Hawaii. I'm sorry, that's funny. 2-week golf trips with his buddies to Hawaii in Florida are officially over. And that's not going to change anytime soon. It's an entirely new reality now. And if Justin absolutely has to go on the road for any reason, even for a movie shoot, he's going to have to figure out how to bring the whole family. That's what an informant said. Said Jessica allowed Justin to come and go as he pleased for years, but those days are absolutely over for the sake of Silas. I guess that's a kid. It's time for Justin to become a stay-at-home dad. So they showed a picture of Justin and his wife, Jessica. They're having a date night. He's doing the work. First of all, man, props to you for doing the work, dude, because that's what it takes to make a marriage work. But the crazy thing to me is when I realized how long they've been married. Because I was thinking, man, they look like such a happy couple. You know how Hollywood dupes us think everybody's happy. So I did a little research. Justin Timberlake got married October 2012. The scandal happened November 2019. That is 7 years later. He got hit with the 7-year itch. I feel bad for Justin Timberlake. Because even if you can afford that your wife don't have to work, because all the wives I know, that's their big concern. We don't make enough money. I know I hear that all the time. Well, Justin Timberlake makes more than enough money. And his wife ain't got to go to work. But she's, as they call it, stuck at home in Beverly Hills. You hear how they made that sound like a bad thing? I'm stranded in Beverly Hills. That's all perspective. I bet Justin just got tired of her. And he would go to recharge with his boys for a couple weeks. And, I ain't trying to put his business in the street, but I'm sure he had himself some fun while he was out there. And now he just got caught. So now he got to be on his best behavior for a while. Bring the family along and play that game until you can, go back to being off by yourself, man. It's a tough situation, dude. Come out, what you got?
Yeah, man. Timberlake, dog. He's, he was a swinging bachelor, man. And he's a world famous superstar. In every country he goes to, which probably, with the exception of some African countries, I'm sure, he gets thrown action. You know what I'm saying? Chicks are falling all over him and stuff like that. And so that was his teenage years up until, his mid-20s, whatever, until he started settling down. So sometimes, man, you got to scratch that itch. You said a 7-year itch. That's an itch that sometimes he feels he might need to scratch, or just to see if he still got it. You know what I'm saying? Going 2 weeks with the fellas, man, that's like being on the road again. You know what I'm saying? Those golf trips, that's like being in the group in sync all over again, going on tour and stuff like that, hanging out. That's what women don't realize that guys miss. It's the hanging out. When athletes retire, they say, what do you miss the most? It ain't the playing. It definitely ain't the training. It's being around the guys. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, you know what I'm saying, when I first got married, that was the thing that I miss. I'm sitting on the couch on Friday night instead of just like at the homie's house, playing video games, bagging on each other, watching movies, laughing. I missed laughing. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm in the house. I am not laughing at all. I'm bored out of my mind. And so, man, Timberlake is like, man, I want to continue to laugh. I want to have fun. And every now and again, I want to see if I'm still the man. You know what I'm saying? It's like when sometimes an alcoholic might step into a bar and everyone panics. But sometimes he just wanted this, just the atmosphere. I wanted to be in the bar. He didn't go in there for a drink. He's strong. So I don't believe Timberlake, JT, whatever they call him, I don't think he fell off the wagon. I do think he just wanted to see, he missed the action. He missed having people girls, particularly falling all over him. He missed hanging out with the fellas. And obviously he got photographed. So now he's got to be in the house for the foreseeable future, and he is going to hate it. And you know what? I'm going to say this might doom their relationship. This might doom the relationship. Him being in the house and him not laughing. That doom mine.
I think the thing that's hard for me with this topic is there's that hope that if you made enough money that your wife ain't got to work and she gets to be in a mansion in Beverly Hills, then you could do what you want to do. And, under the guise of I'm doing my job as a provider. This is that part of the marriage where this ain't what they thought it would be. When Justin Timberlake got with her, she was that fine girl with the banging body from Seventh Heaven. And when she got with him, he was that handsome dude, the superstar from NSYNC. And he didn't realize as much as he was in love with her, he was going to get tired of her and need some space. And she didn't realize, as fine as she is, and as much as he was in love with her, that he was going to get tired of her and need some space. What we've been told marriage is so unnatural. I was at the Comedy Store a couple weeks ago, and I was at the back door, and this young lady came out, and she was so excited. I'm standing with Dominique Purdy, and I said, and she said, I'm getting married. And I almost said congratulations. And I was just like, no, because I got a new joke I've been working on about stop saying congratulations when somebody says they're going to get married, because it's not necessarily like it's congratulations. It's more like, oh, okay, you got some work to do. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't tell somebody congratulations if they told you they're about to go climb Mount Everest. You would, if they was like, hey, I'm about to go climb Mount Everest, you wouldn't be like, oh my God, congratulations. You'd be like, oh, okay, get your mind right. Okay. That's how I feel like you should act to people when they tell you they're getting married. A lot of times women want to show off the ring and be like, be happy for me, I found somebody. But my thought was, no, I'm not going to say congratulations, but I'm going to say, hey, good luck. You got some work to do, but it can work. So she was furious. And we had this long debate all night long. And all I kept trying to tell her was, oh, I'm not saying it's going to be bad. I'm saying it's going to be work. And she wanted to tell me it's not going to be work because she's marrying her best friend. Okay, well, we'll see. I feel like that delusion is the problem in a lot of people's marriages, is why people quit. The problem with marriage is the thing that gets us to do it isn't the thing that keeps us there. See, it's physical attraction that gets us there. It's sexual attraction. It's loving to be around the person. It's that person's, you never want to be around. You never want to be away from them. You can't even breathe when they're not away. That's how it starts. But then it evolves into this business partnership. Like you're raising a family with the business partner. You guys both have jobs. You're both doing your jobs. Maybe not 9-to-5 jobs, but you both have roles in the company. And then it kind of evolves back into this romantic thing. But it ebbs and flows. And that's why you got to keep working on your marriage, because it's not what you thought it would be. But that doesn't mean it has to be over. Just don't be delusional. So I say all that to say I'm glad JT and Jessica, well, I guess they're both JT. I'm glad JT and JT are doing the work. When we come back, we got to talk about Mexit. Also, KD and Kendrick Perkins got a little beef going on. We're going to break that down. We got some Super Bowl talk coming up. And not to mention a Dear Irby letter where a girl overdid it for a coworker, but didn't get nothing in return. You got to stay tuned for that. It's an MRA podcast. Hey, what's up, man? I just had to take a time away from the podcast to let you know. If you want an MRA hat, you can get you one. You know why? Because we got them for sale. 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 You can get you one in red, blue, black, whatever you want. Just go to the website, themrapodcast.com. That is themrapodcast.com, and get you one. All right, Kamal. Mexit time. We got to talk about it, dog. How do you feel, bro? You mad?
Man, this story pisses me off. This chick wanted to be a princess at the storybook wedding and all of that stuff. They've broadcasted this shit all over the world. You know what I'm saying? People woke up early in the States to tape her wedding, to watch it and stuff like that. She was living pretty much every woman's, every little girl's dream. She became a princess and got to live happily ever after until she became a princess. And no longer is she happy. I can't go like hang out with my girls. No. I can't take a girls trip. Not at all. Can we just go to them? No. This is the way it works. This is how a princess is supposed to conduct herself. And she's like, I don't like this. I don't like this. It's like, man, you knew the job was dangerous before you took it. And I hate that she's making my main man Harry buck all these traditions. You know, this is a family. He's part of the royal family, that royal bloodline. It's been going on eons. And he's got to buck that tradition for his wife. Oh, my gosh. Harry. I feel for this man. I feel for this man when you let, like, you know what I'm saying? Your wife might change you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It sucks when she changes you a lot. But this man is a prince. And he has to step away, and he's got to do some negotiations with his grandmother and all that stuff to decide what he's going to do. And they're like, we're going to have to cut you off from the cash and all that stuff. Did Harry want to do this?
No.
Or is this just to appease his wife? They say happy wife, happy life. But dude, you're a prince. You ain't got to stand for that shit. She can be unhappy. You know what I'm saying? Really. You got enough dough and clout where she could be unhappy. He must really love this woman, which I applaud him for that. However, I do not like the fact that she's able to manipulate my main man Harry and got him to do some things that go against everything this man was taught. Everything. And I'm not saying like that royal shit is right. I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, that's all he knows. You know what I'm saying? So he's going against family tradition. I'm sure his pops, his grandmother, grandfather, they don't like this shit, but they love their son, they love their grandson. But this is not what they want. He's supposed to be down for the team. Yo, we need you over here. Okay, I'll go because that's what the family has, dictated. I go over here, I go over there. Meghan doesn't like it. I know they were like, what the fuck? So? I told you not to marry that bitch. Nah, I don't know, man. I don't like to hear stuff like that, man. I hope he's happy. I hope this was a decision he came up with and not the other way around.
Kamal, you know good and goddamn well this was not something he came up with. You know, this is another example that nobody wants to do the work. Oh, you want to be the princess so bad, but you don't want to do the work. Oh, I need privacy for my son. Oh, you weren't talking about privacy when your wedding was the biggest thing in the world and everybody was watching? You didn't want privacy then? Here's a problem I'm having with this too. So many women I saw the day that they broke were cheering this. Oh, look at this sister. She got him to give up his crown. Look at that power. Look at that power. And then it's the same women saying, don't blame her. Whoa. How could it be her power that got him to give up his crown, but then not blame her? Oh, you can't have both, baby girl. Harry's in a tough situation because his wife ain't happy. And she's obviously complaining. Ladies, let me explain why we hate complaining and nagging so much. Because we were designed to take care of you. So when our wives complain, when our wives nag, it sets off an alarm in our head. Fix it. That's why we hate when you nag. And by the way, that's why they say men put on the Mr. Fix-It hat and women just want us to listen. We're designed to fix. So we just go straight to fix because we want to get the alarm off. We want you to stop complaining. Harry loves his wife. He just wants her to stop complaining. This is not about love, though. It's not about how much he loved her, even though this is one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life. When I look at her, I'll be like, golly. So you know Harry sprung. She whipped it on him. And it's hard. They're still new. So he's still in the infatuation phase. She couldn't have pulled this in 5 years. He would have been like, bitch, get the fuck out of here. But this is not about just how much he loves his wife. This is about unchecked power. Meghan's been pretty all her life. She was married before. Promised to be married for life. What happened to that? Well, this isn't working for me because you didn't want to do the work. So she got a divorce. She gets what she wants. She wanted a husband. She got that. She wanted an acting career. She got that. She wanted to marry a royal. She got that. Now she wants to move out of Europe. She's getting that. This is unchecked power. See, some people cannot handle unchecked power. I might struggle with it. I ain't gonna lie. Lord knows what I'll do with unchecked power. Some people do well with it. Will Smith, he did great with his unchecked power. President Obama did great. Dr. King, he had some slip-ups. The Rock, he's doing great with his unchecked power. Aaron Hernandez couldn't handle it. Let me say this in closing. Prince Harry, you're going to have to grow a nutsack. I know you want her to stop complaining, but sometimes you got to check her and remind her who the fuck you are. You're the prince. You're a future king. Stand strong. See, and sometimes you're scared that if you say something, your woman's going to get more mad. But this is how women are funny, man. They're happiest when they know their man is controlled. They're happiest when they know they have a man that they can depend on, who's in control and who will check her. I've heard this from so many women. I've never heard a man say, I need my woman to check me. I've heard tons of women say, I need my man to check me sometimes. I ain't saying every morning, but probably every night. That way she can relax and know that she can't run all over you. Harry, your wife don't know that she thinks she can run all over you, and it's just going to get worse and worse. Everything she asks for, whatever you like, you're going to have to check her because it's just going to lead to more nagging and more nagging. But believe it or not, when you check her, you're going to stall that nagging out for a little bit. Then she'll go back to nagging again about something else. Are you yelling at your radio right now? You know, what the hell you saying? You wrong, Kyle.
You wrong, Kamal.
Yeah. Or right. That's what I'm talking about.
Word.
Yeah. Hey, then tweet us. Stop what you're doing unless you're driving. Stop what you're doing. Hit us right now. Respond to us. You know, just talk to us right now.
Let us know how you feel.
I'm at Kyle Irby.
I'm at Angry Kamal.
Or you can hit us both at the MRA Podcast and let your voice be heard.
Yeah, man.
You know, so we'll read it.
We might even respond.
And you just might hear it on the show.
Yeah, man. Be a celebrity for a day.
Yes, man. Just stop what you're doing. Hit us up, man. You'll get a response.
Yes, sir.
It's Super Bowl time, Kamal, and for the first time in a long time, the Patriots are not in the big game. And ironically, the guy who they got to replace Tom Brady is in the Super Bowl. Rumor has it Tom Brady didn't want Garoppolo sniffing behind his back because dude is younger, more handsome, in better shape, and that boy can play. And when he was with the Patriots, he damn near won every game he played. So Tom went to the owner, allegedly got Garoppolo shipped out of town because Tom didn't want to do the work to compete with the youngster. Well, now the young buck is about to get a ring out with the old, in with the new. You know, Belichick, he don't play around. He ain't emotional. He normally bounces you before you get old, cold-hearted. No mercy. Tom was next, but Kraft made a play to save his boy. Do you agree? Do you think that the Patriots regret getting rid of Garoppolo?
Nah, man, I don't think they tripping off for letting Garoppolo go. Garoppolo, the San Francisco 49ers are not in the Super Bowl because of Jimmy Garoppolo. Let's get that shit out the way. Right now, he's getting his Robert Ory on. In the NFC Championship, the man threw like 8 times. He threw the ball 8 times. I mean, they have a hell of a running game in the offensive line and a stout defense. You know what I'm saying? It looks like anybody could have took that team to the Super Bowl. Right now, he's looking like Trent Dilfer. The Patriots, they haven't had the squad where they needed a Trent Dilfer. They needed Tom Brady when they made that decision to let Garoppolo go. I think the Patriots are happy with their decision because they see, man, Garoppolo's not out there killing it with his arm. He's handing that ball off to Raheem Mostert, and Mostert is killing it. Now, like them 6 teams that cut Mostert, those are the cats that are probably feeling stupid. I think he got cut by 5 or 6 teams.
Yeah. Whoever
made those decisions, they're feeling like assholes. The Patriots, they're good.
You made some good points. You're right, man. But I still think Garoppolo has a huge upside. And the Patriots, if they don't feel it now, they'll be feeling it soon. When we come back, man, we got to talk about this Kevin Durant and Kendrick Perkins beef. And then our Dear Irby letter is finally coming. A girl overdid it for her coworker and didn't get nothing back in return. And now she's feeling like Miss Overlooked. It's the MRA Podcast. Hey, come on, we got listeners all over the world now, man.
Yep.
And I was wondering, man, what the people do while they're listening to our show. I know we got a guy in the Navy who's in Spain. He listens. We got a lady that drives a Lyft. She listens while she's driving her Lyft and has her customers listen too, which is absolutely hilarious. Cat in Brooklyn listens while he delivers some fish. Okay. We want to know from other people, man, how do you listen to our show? What are you doing? Hit us up on the social media. I'm at Kyle Irby.
I am at Angry Kamal.
And let us know what you're doing when you listen to our show. Kamal, what are you doing when you listen to the show?
Man, I'm usually chilling, man. I take the train to get my son from school.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, man. So I get the headphones on and I'll listen to it front and back. The problem is I'm coming back. Mm-hmm. He wants to talk. I'm trying to listen. So I have to, try to act like I'm paying attention to him. I'm really listening to my words of wisdom.
That's good, man. Yeah. Pretend like you're listening to your son while you're listening to the podcast. That's one way to do it. I usually listen to while I'm cleaning the house, man. I picked... Well, go ahead.
Domestic work?
Yeah, man. Oh, come on, dude. I wish I didn't have domestic work, but yeah, man. I usually listen to if I'm washing the dishes or folding laundry. I listen to any kind of thing that I don't have to think.
Yeah,
and I just get to listen. But I want to know what are the people listening? What are y'all doing? Let us know. Kevin Durant and Kendrick Perkins got into it on Twitter because Kendrick Perkins said that Russell Westbrook was the best Thunder player of all time. When someone tried to correct him and say it was KD, Kendrick said, no. KD lost in the second round of the playoffs without Russ when I was there. So what that mean? That's when Kevin Durant jumped in and reminded K Perk that it means that even though you was there, you didn't help much. KD said, yeah, and our starting center at Kendrick Perkins averaged a whopping 2 and 3 during that series. You played hard though, champ. LOL. Then Perk went low. He said, boy, stop. You did the weakest move in NBA history. Up on the team 3-1 in the Western Conference Finals, then go join the team the following season. Heart of a champion right there. So KD clapped back. He said, weak is a starting center playing real minutes with no production. Should have worked on your skills as much as I did. Hit him with the truth right there. None hurts like the truth. That's when Perkins went back to KD being weak. He said, that's fine. You worked hard on your skills and then had a joint at 73 and 19. Truth be told, you don't even feel like a real champ. You have a hard time sleeping at night, bruh, knowing that you took the coward way out. Okay, both of them are right. Kevin Durant took the coward way out, but as a man in MRA, and I'm saying, fellas, let's not glaze over the fact that you didn't do your job. You got to do your job.
That's the theme of the day. You got to do the work.
I think it's kind of double weak on KD. KD is weak from going to the Warriors, but in his defense, while every game that he was on the Warriors, he was their best player. So it wasn't like he was along for the ride. No, he was the man when he played. And when he got hurt, they lost. I don't think KD has anything to worry about as far as legacy goes. We all knew once he got hurt, Warriors weren't going to win that series because KD was their man. He was their best player. All right, so I'm not going to front on that. What I am going to front on is the fact that Kendrick Perkins is a former player now. He's now a basketball analyst. He is paid to keep it 100 according to Kendrick Perkins. And I hate when people do this because most analysts were not great players. Kenny Smith was not a great player. Tim Legler was not a great player. And so when these people give their honest opinion, it's like the first thing a great player does is like shits on them. I remember when Chris Collinsworth had some criticism on Terrell Owens, and Terrell Owens instantly attacked dude's career. Same thing, he attacked Keyshawn Johnson when Keyshawn Johnson was working for Fox. He said something about T.O. T.O. was like, ask him to come back to the Dallas Cowboys and see you won't make the team because I'm here. It's like, damn, dude, I have a job to do now. And so I do not like when players, current players, attack former players when they work for the media. So I don't like the fact that he's bringing up Perkins' stats. Of course, Perkins have good stats. He's fucking an analyst now. You know what I'm saying? Is Kobe Bryant an analyst? Is Tim Duncan an analyst? Is Dirk Nowitzki an analyst? No. Great players typically don't do this shit. I think Charles Barkley and Shaq are rare. Reggie Miller's low-key great. He's a Hall of Famer. Chris Webber is borderline. So I think it's a weak move for KD to shit on Perkins' career like that, man, about the series. Perkins was never an offensive player. He was a big body, and he played defense. Was never a big rebounder in Boston and none of that stuff. He was just a big body. He played defense. He helped run the offense. That was it. KD's wrong for that, man. He knows it.
Flag on the play.
When we come back, it's Dear Irby time. Hey, if you're enjoying the podcast, do us a favor. Tell a friend. That's it. Costs you nothing, helps us out, and gives your friends some entertainment to make that commute a little easier, or gives them some company on a workout, or while they're cleaning the house, so it helps them out, helps everyone out. All right, so please subscribe, leave a positive comment, and share. Let's get into this Dear Irby letter.
Let us.
Dear Irby, my coworker recently had his 70th birthday. He shared that he didn't have much family and they weren't doing anything for him. I later learned that there were some plans in place that got canceled, but the biggest thing that I saw was that no one was doing anything for him at work. I knew that all I had to do was minimal organizing. Send an email, set up collections, and we get a big turnout. Well, we did, to the tune of $1,500. I also had to make sure that we would have a good office party, since everyone was so generous with their donations. Plus, I wasn't going to have no whack party. 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 I spent more than $300 on everything, and it was a success. He was surprised and grateful. But my birthday came and went. Then Christmas came and went. While he was giving other people in the office things, he skipped right over me. I'm thinking never again, and I want to let him know. Should I tell him? Miss overlooked. Come out, what you think, dog?
Nah. I mean, it cost you $300, which is a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But you know who this guy is, man. Like, you didn't really know who he was, probably.
Mm-hmm.
And now you know why his family ain't fucking with him.
Oh,
I mean, really. It's like this old Simpsons episode when Lisa felt sorry for Mr. Burns.
Mm-hmm.
And she started hanging out with Mr. Burns. They started this company. And then, you know, she's liking Mr. Burns and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Towards the end of the episode, she realized, oh, this is the fucking Mr. Burns. This is the bad guy who I've heard about.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you realize this man is Mr. Burns, man. He's probably, done this shit to some family members, pick and choose, or totally just forgotten. Mm-hmm. He was thankful to you when you gave him the party, but he didn't show much appreciation later. Mm-hmm. Did he bother to find out when your birthday was? Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? Christmas, he probably sees you as maybe some daughter, and maybe he's trying to smash somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So he's got an agenda. So you made his day. I would say take the blessings. I'm sure you were blessed. You did some good work. Did he reciprocate? Absolutely not. Should you say something? I think you could if you wanted to be, if you just wanted to let him know about himself. But I think it's more powerful if you don't say shit. You know what happened. You know what type of person he is. I would say still be cordial, say what's up. But that's the last time you do anything for him and stuff like that. It's a big deal, but it's not a big deal. Nothing changed in your life. Minus the $300.
When we come back, I'm going to weigh in. Hey, what's up, y'all? If you like this show, you want to help us offset some of these costs, man, you feeling the need to donate, then do just that. Go to www.patreon.com and make a donation to the MRA Podcast. That is the MRA Podcast with Kyle and Kamal, and you can find us at Patreon. Or you can catch us in the street and just be like, hey, man, I love y'all. I want to bless you with some cash and put some dollars in our pocket. You can do that. Or you can hit us on Venmo, find our names and just, bless us with dough on Venmo. Or you could pray for us. Do that too. But we prefer cash. Come on, I got a lot of problems with this email, man.
Yeah.
Miss overlooked. With the sad emoji. Okay, let's go back over it, dog. My coworker recently had his 70th birthday. That's a big birthday, right?
Mm-hmm.
He shared that he didn't have much family. Oh, I'm so sorry. And they weren't doing anything for him. Oh, I wonder why he shared that with you. I know why he shared that with you. Because he knows you're how you get down.
She's the office
You're the
party planner.
Yeah. We got givers and takers, right?
Yeah.
If you did all of this, then he knows that you're a giver. I let her learn there were some plans in place that got canceled. Oh no! Who's going to save the day? But the biggest thing that I saw was that no one was doing anything for him at work. I knew that all I had to do, this is not a big deal, this is easy. Minimal organizing, send an email, set up collections, we'd get a big turnout. It'd be huge, right? What we did, we got 1,500. Great, look what you did. Gold star for you. I also had to make sure I wasn't going to have no whack party. I had to make sure. You didn't have to make sure of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You could have let this thing just be what it was, but you felt like you had to.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I wasn't going to have a whack party. Come out. Was this for her or for him?
Here's the thing. It's for him, but a lot of people, I know people like this, they do things because they like to see people's response. It does something to them. So it's really it's really for them.
It's really for you.
Yeah. I get off to see how happy you
yes,
are. Because
for what I did. Look what I did. I killed it for you.
So on the surface, it looks like these people are generous.
Yeah.
But it's really selfish.
It's selfish.
Yeah.
It was selfish. Look what I did. I raised $1,500. That's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
I did that. I need a gold star.
Recognize.
I need to be recognized.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing this in the cut. I need to be recognized. So then she said, I wasn't, should I tell him? Yeah, you should tell him. You know why? Because you're going to be walking around moping about it. What's wrong? Nothing. You should tell him. You know what? I worked really hard for your birthday. I spent $300 of my own money. When it came time for Christmas, you didn't think you got something for everybody else but the nigga that put this together? Bruh. That didn't feel right. Now, I'm done getting you anything. And you're going to think, you might think that I want you to get me something next year. You probably will. You may not. I don't care. But I just need you to know why I'm not getting down with you no more. Because she's just going to passive aggressively be dealing with this. That's the biggest problem. And here's the other problem. There's givers and takers in this world. Think about how people treat daddies. The big piece of chicken. Chris Rock did it as usual. Mm-hmm. He covered everything. About how fathers, you're talking about these real fathers and providers, are always overlooked. Always.
Yeah, I definitely overlooked.
Nobody says thanks for staying, Kamal.
No.
Every day that you grin and you get out that car and go inside, you're a wild animal, dog.
Mm-hmm.
You've been domesticated. There's never appreciation. Thanks for not finding happiness somewhere else. I mean, I'm being real.
Yeah.
Like the family thing, all the pictures, all the pajamas, that's all for their comfort. You going to your 2 jobs, that's for them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of it's for you and your ego to know that you did it, but you do these things for them. Fathers are never appreciated like that. I'm thinking about what Cheryl Underwood does for us on the Cheryl Underwood radio show. Now, this is a whole nother thing, getting into Cheryl's business. She tells us she don't like when we get her stuff. So the question is, are you the type of woman, Miss Overlooked, that tells people, oh, don't worry about me? Have you ever said that? Because a lot of givers say that. Cheryl says that. Cheryl spends hundreds and thousands of dollars on her team every year, just like Kevin Hart does. Ask yourself, I wonder what Kevin Hart gets for Christmas compared to what he gives.
Dude, it was a basketball player, Rasheed Wallace.
Yeah.
Rasheed Wallace was like the NBA bad boy, led the league in texts and all that stuff. But he was probably one of the most charitable people in the NBA. Mm-hmm. But you never knew that because he's not taking pictures with the big sign and all that stuff. He did a lot of things within the community when he was in Portland, when he was in Detroit, that just went unnoticed. And he never was like, look at me, I do all of this. Because he actually did it for the work. Yeah. And it looks like Miss Overlooked didn't do the party for the work to help this man out. It was because...
But let me get you there. She did see it though, because other people saw it and they didn't give a damn.
Yeah,
she saw it. At least we got to give her credit for actually planning it, because She saw an opportunity. I would have saw it. I'd be like, hey, man, that's the truth. Learn the truth. The truth is nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
I wouldn't have never thought, my ex would have been like, oh, my God, we have to do something. I would have never thought that.
I probably would have.
Not me.
Yeah. I wouldn't have, I wouldn't have done it.
I'm not putting together I'm not doing all that work to raise 1,500. I ain't doing that. Now, my right-hand man, maybe, but I'm just not thinking like that. Yeah. So she at least has the talent to think of others.
She's thoughtful.
She's thoughtful, which is a talent.
Yeah.
Some people, some women are not like that. Some people are not like that. Mm-hmm. But I talked about Cheryl. As much as she gives, she don't get a fraction of what she gives to people.
Right.
That's what happens to the givers. Think about Santa Claus. What he gives and what he got back. Some fucking cookies. Nobody thinks about Santa. Hey, here's some feet warmers, dog. Or, you know what I mean? Here's some porn.
They ain't trying to make this nigga's job easier.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Dude, I know you're going to be out all night.
Yeah.
I got you some Red Bull.
Yeah. When's the last time somebody left some Red Bull for Santa, dog? at least the cookies. Yeah. This motherfucker didn't even leave her some cookies.
Yeah.
So it's foul, man. And
definitely.
And when you're a giver, you got to be careful when the people don't appreciate you because you need your gold stars. And I don't want to diminish it and say, you ain't shit because you need your gold star. Everybody needs to be paid, right? So if you're dealing with, because givers deal with takers, it's just what it is. You got to find takers that appreciate you.
Well, here's the thing. I have a slight problem. I actually think that, when she says, I'm thinking never again. If you do some charitable work, do you need to be recognized for the work to continue? If it's some charitable work.
If you really did it for him. Because it sounds like you did it for the gift. Because the gift didn't happen, so you're done.
Right. And so I can see if he asked for a favor.
Yeah.
If he asked, hey, set this up, and he came to you and you did something and he didn't show gratitude. But if you did something out of the kindness of your heart, you went to feed the homeless and no homeless motherfucker said thank you. Are you done that you're feeding the homeless?
I'm done.
Yeah. See, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. If I'm there for the work.
But everybody needs to be paid in something.
See, I don't.
That's why I said she needs to be careful with who she deals with.
It depends on how you're paid. If you want to see, if the payment is knowing that you did something good, to a lot of people, that's all that matters.
Yeah, dog. But how you gonna buy shit for other people in the office?
No,
and the one motherfucker.
I'm not defending him. This nigga's foul, and I'm saying that's why his family ain't fucking with him. This man's foul.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's foul.
But you're saying she shouldn't retire from doing the things for him. But he's foul.
He's foul.
So why would you do things for a motherfucker that's foul?
Because my point is, I don't know if it was necessarily for the work. It might have been for the props that I will receive. You know, the pat on the back. Who put this together? Oh, Mr. Overlook put this in. Hey, Mr. Overlook. Hey!
Thank you, Miss O.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it because good work is done. Mm-hmm. I just think that the intentions aren't always as pure as I'd like them to be.
Yeah.
Because if the intentions are, you know what I'm saying, Kamal approved pure, then the work is going to get done regardless of how you know what I'm saying, you thank them and all. My mom did work. I don't think we ever thanked my mom for like dinner or anything like that. We were asshole kids.
You should have.
Right. We just didn't even think about it because we took it for granted.
Yeah.
She didn't stop cooking.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying?
It wasn't just the gratitude that she was missing because he probably showed gratitude. He probably said thank you at the time.
Well,
but the audacity that you buying everybody gifts but me.
But see, that's the bare minimum. The thank you, and the hug. Mm-hmm. Now we move on to stage 2 of the gratitude.
Yeah.
When my birthday comes up, and I'm expecting a little bit of reciprocity.
Let me tell you what I learned from Ted DiBiase. As I've been going out there working these jobs and busting my ass for my family.
Nigga said Ted DiBiase.
$1 million man, Ted DiBiase. His catchphrase was, everybody has a price.
Right.
Her price, I don't know if she needed a $1,500 party. But she probably wanted some goddamn cookies and milk.
Right.
At least. You know, I got a price, you got a price. We all have a price. You know, the fact that I got to work more is because my family has a price.
Yeah.
These women have a price.
Yeah.
And I'm mad about it sometimes because I'm tired. But it's like, stop being delusional.
I'm not getting any extra. I'm not getting any extra thanks.
But that's the price. What you're doing is the price.
What I'm saying is I'm not. But my point is I'm not getting any extra thanks or anything like that.
From working all your 2 jobs,
right? Like the family don't treat me. You know, they don't treat me any different.
But not necessarily true because you said on a previous episode, I think it was last week, that you guys hit a fun spurt.
Oh yeah, but you think it's because of the?
I think it is. I honestly think that when you're doing your job, as Bill Belichick says, do your job, it makes her feel, it allows her to be happy. Because she's no longer, put it this way, if while you weren't working, right, 2 jobs, that meant every day she was looking at you with anger. With contempt. You have removed that, Kamal.
So my gift is she's not bitching. Yeah. That's my gift.
Bitching less. If you guys have a Dear Irby letter, send us an email at dearirby@themrapodcast.com. That is Dear Irby @themrapodcast.com. Where can we find you?
Twitter and Instagram @AngryKamal.
I'm at Kyle Irby. That's on all social media. I'm at Kyle Irby. At the MRA Podcast is where you can find us both. KyleIrby.com is where you can see some of my commercials I've done, some of my comedy videos, all that stuff. And the MRAPodcast.com is where you can find old episodes. Ladies, we love you. Fellas, be a man at all times.
Deuces.
MRA.